Is it possible to prepare for and pass the C1 Advanced Cambridge English exam in just 1 month? That's a question I've been hearing a lot recently. And the answer, without a doubt, is a definitive yeah, it's complicated. Of course it's possible, but it depends on many factors, and I would definitely say it's not a good idea. Usually you'll need a lot more than 1 month. So in this video I'm going to first of all explain why it's not a good idea to prepare in 1 month, and secondly I'm going to give some tips and recommendations on how to prepare for the C1 Advanced Cambridge exam if that's all you have, just 1 month. Okay, let's do this. Thank you for joining me again on To The Point English with me, Ben, where I give tips and advice on how to pass the Cambridge English exams. So why do you need more than 1 month to prepare for the CAE Advanced Cambridge exam? Well, first of all, it's because it's a very, very tough exam. There's a reason why the Cambridge exams are so prestigious. It's because they're difficult. Other exams test the same level, of course, but very few exams are so thorough and demanding. So it's very difficult to prepare for that level of exam in 4 weeks. As I said, it may be possible, and we'll go on to that a bit later in the video, but I know of people with sometimes a proficiency level, and they try to take the advanced exam and fail because of lack of preparation. In fact, I think many native English speakers, if they took the exam tomorrow without any preparation, they would probably find it very difficult and maybe even fail, because you really need to know the exam very well. It's a tough exam. And the second reason you need more than a month to prepare for the CAE exam is that it's a very big exam. It has 4 papers: the reading and use of English, the writing, the listening and the speaking. And each paper has many parts within them. So the reading and use of English has 8 parts. The writing has 2 parts, the listening has 4 parts, and the speaking also has 4 parts. So it's a lot to prepare for. It's a lot to get to know. The 8 parts of the reading and use of English, for example, you need to know how to approach each part. You need a strategy, a timing strategy, a way that you're going to manage each part, how you're going to approach it. And that's not easy to do in a few weeks. You need to spend time on each part. Similarly with the speaking, you need to know how to present your ideas, what type of vocabulary you should be using, how to manage your time again for parts 2 and part 3. So this takes time. It's not something you can just do quickly, even if you have a really high level. As I've said, also I've known people with less than an advanced level, maybe an intermediate or upper intermediate, who have actually passed the exam, but it's because they have prepared very thoroughly, months and months in advance. Also, you need to do a lot of practice tests, as I've recommended in other videos, which I'll link to at the end of this one and in the description. The best way to prepare really is to do sample papers, old sample papers, and do a lot of them. And in 1 month, your time is limited, of course. So that's another reason you need to give yourself more time. It's so much to do if you want to be sure you're going to pass the exam. Having said all that, some of you maybe only have 1 month. Some of you may have even less, but less than 1 month, it's really tricky. But for those of you who only have 1 month to prepare for the C1 Advanced Cambridge exam, here are some tips I can give you. So really you're going to need to squeeze 6 months of preparation into 1 month. So that means you're going to have to work very hard. You're going to have to dedicate a lot of time to the preparation. Now, of course, it depends on your personal situation. If you're working, if you're at school, if you're studying at university, if you have a family to look after, you're going to find it very difficult to do that. But it's really the only way you're going to be able to pass. So find time in your day. I would say at least 2 hours every day, more if possible, but and organize your time very well. So dedicate a day of the week to each skill. So to the use of English, the reading, the speaking, the listening, and the writing, and really work on that. Also another day just to revise the old grammar from your notes, from maybe from school or from university or from wherever you last studied English. Go through all the typical grammar, like the conditionals, inversion, reported speech, the passive voice, all the verb tenses, modal verbs, phrasal verbs. You need to know all of this for the exam because it tests all the grammar. So organize your time. As I said, try to dedicate one day of the week to each skill and do something every day. But even when you're not studying, you need to be surrounding yourself with English. You need to be watching all the films and series in English, documentaries or whatever you watch, YouTube channels, specifically about the Cambridge exams like mine, or just general YouTube videos. They must be in English. Listen to podcasts, listen to radio stations. Again, a recommendation I've made in a previous video: listen to podcasts that you're not really interested in, because in the listening part of the exam there will be boring subjects. So it has to be very intense, well organized and intense studies. And as I've said many times in other exams, you need to get to know the exam extremely well. You need to get to know the exam like the back of your hand. So do a lot of sample tests. You can find them on the official Cambridge website, or you can buy a book. I've recommended different books. Again, I'll link to that video in the description about my book recommendations. But yeah, you have to do a lot of sample exams so you know exactly what you're going to be doing in the exam. There should be no surprises. When you turn over the page, you shouldn't think, well, I wasn't prepared for this, I didn't expect to see this. You should be prepared for each part of the exam and know exactly how you're going to approach it. And very important is the timing, especially for the use of English and reading. You have to develop a timing strategy, which again I've spoken about in previous videos. Check those out. In this writing, yeah, you have an hour and a half, 50-50 for each writing composition. And in the speaking, again, your time is very limited, so you need to know how to manage your time. This is not the video where I'm going to go into detail about that, because I have many other videos about that now, so check those out. That's another thing I would recommend you do. If you only have 1 month to prepare, check out my old videos. If anyone has any other recommendations from the student's perspective, put them in the comments. I really like when you can help each other with this. But yeah, check out my other videos, hit the subscribe button and get preparing. Remember, don't be scared, be prepared. Okay, I'll see you soon for another video. Take care. Bye.